जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishubha Paramahamsa Parivraja Kacharya Asatara Sata Sri Srimad His Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishubha Paramahamsa Parivraja Kacharya Asatara Sata Sri Srimad His Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai, Prem Sikho Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta ki jai, Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath, Shyama Kunda Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki jai, वृंदावन धाम की जय, मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय, जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय, गंगा माई की जय, यमुना माई की जय, श्रीमती तुलसी देवी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की जय, श्री श्री गौनिताई की जय, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ सुभद्रा बलदेव की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदी। All glories to the Sambhavatis, all glories to the Sambhavatis, all glories to the Sambhavatis, all glories to Sri Guru, Sri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine, Namaste Saraswati Deve, Gauravani Pacharine, Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Sri Sri Gaunitai ki jai, Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan ki jai, Sri Sri Jagannath Subhadra Baladev ki jai. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Skanda, 26th chapter, sloka number 13. The chapter is entitled King Puranjana goes to the forest for hunting. And his queen becomes angry. So, sloka number 13. Triptaha, Rishtaha, Sudriptaha, Cha, Kandarpa, Akrishta, Manasaha, Na, Vyachasta, Vara Aroham, Grihinim, Grihamedhinim, Tripto Rishta Sudriptascha, Kandarpa Krishna Manasaha, Na Vyachasta Vara Aroham, Grihinim Grihamedhinim, Tripto Rishta Sudriptascha, Kandarpa Krishna Manasaha, Na Vyachasta Vararoham, Grihinim Grihamedinim Tripto Rishta Sudiptascha Kandarpa Krishna Manasaha Navyachashta Vararoham Grihinim Grihamedinim. The Vaishnavis. Triptaha, satisfied. Rishtaha, joyful. Sudriptaha, being very proud. Cha, also. Kandarpa, by Cupid. Krishna, attracted. Manasaha, his mind. Na, did not. Vyachashta, try. Vadaroham, higher consciousness. Grihinim, wife. Grihamedhinim, one who keeps her husband in material life. Translation: after taking his dinner and having his thirst and hunger satisfied, King Puranjana felt some joy within his heart. Instead of being elevated to a higher consciousness, he became captivated by Cupid and was moved by a desire to find his wife, who kept him satisfied in his household life. Please repeat. After taking his dinner and having his thirst and hunger satisfied, King Puranjana felt some joy within his heart. Instead of being elevated to a higher consciousness, he became captivated by Cupid and was moved by a desire to find his wife, who kept him satisfied in his household life. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. This verse is very significant for those desiring to elevate themselves to a higher level of Krishna consciousness. When a person is initiated by a spiritual master, he changes his habits and does not eat undesirable eatables or engage in the eating of meat, the drinking of liquor, illicit sex, or gambling. Sattvika ahara, foodstuffs in the mode of goodness, are described in the Shastras as wheat, rice, vegetables, fruits, milk, sugar, and milk products. Simple food like rice, dal, chapatis, vegetables, milk, and sugar constitute a balanced diet. But sometimes it is found that an initiated person, in the name of prasad, eats very luxurious foodstuffs. Due to his past sinful life, he becomes attracted by Cupid and eats good food voraciously. It is clearly visible that when a neophyte in Krishna consciousness eats too much, he falls down. Instead of being elevated to pure Krishna consciousness, he becomes attracted by Cupid. The so-called brahmachari becomes agitated by women, and the vanaprastha may again become captivated into having sex with his wife. Or he may begin to search out another wife. Due to some sentiment, he may give up his own wife and come into the association of devotees and a spiritual master, but due to his past sinful life, he cannot stay. Instead of being elevated to Krishna consciousness, he falls down, being attracted by Cupid, and takes to another wife for sex enjoyment. The fall of the neophyte devotee from the path of Krishna consciousness down to material life is described in Srimad Bhagavatam, first skanda, 5th chapter, 17th sloka, by Narada Muni. Tyaktva swadharmam charanam bhujam hare bhajan bhagvo tapatet yato tato yadi yatra kvava bhadrama ko vartabto bhajatam sadharmataha. This indicates that although a neophyte devotee may fall down from the path of Krishna consciousness due to his immaturity, his service to Krishna never goes in vain. However, a person who remains steadfast in his family duty or so-called social or family obligation but does not take to Krishna consciousness receives no profit. One who comes to Krishna consciousness must be very cautious and refrain from prohibited activities, as defined by Rupa Goswami in his Upadeshamrita. Atyahara prayasascha prajalpo niyamagraha jana sangascha laulyamcha shadbhir bhaktir vinasyati. A neophyte devotee should neither eat too much nor collect more money than necessary. Eating too much or collecting too much is called atyahara. For such atyahara, one must endeavor very much. This is called prayasa. Superficially, one may show himself to be very much faithful to the rules and regulations, but at the same time not be fixed in the regulative principles. This is called niyamagraha. By mixing with undesirable persons or janasanga, one becomes tainted with lust and greed and falls down from the path of devotional service. Om Jnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshuranmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutali Swayam Rupa Gadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitantam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parajana Sahita Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakam Vitanscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatrobhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We are going to the story of King Puranjana, who is the conditioned soul described by Narada Muni to King Prachinabarishat. He describes this story, which is more or less an imagination, but actually that depicts the wanderings of the conditioned soul in the material world. So although King Prachinabarishat is not directly indicated in the story, but secondarily, and he is being described in this narration given by Narada Muni. So in the earlier slokas it was seen how King Puranjana, the master of the 9 gates, 9 gates have been described here as a city of 9 gates. 2 nostrils, 2 ears, 1 mouth, and 2 eyes, 1 rectum, 1 genitals. These are the 9 gates of the city. And we are inhabiting this city made of the 5 elements and given to us by material nature under the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. According to our past activities, either good or bad, we are being allotted this residence, and it is up to us to make the best use of a bad bargain. As Prabhupada sometimes says, the best use of a bad bargain is to utilize all our propensities and our abilities, our qualities in the service of the Lord. The Lord is the Bhoktaram Yagyatabasam Sarvaloka Maheswaram Suridam Sarvabhutanam Gyadvamam Shantim Richati. So the Lord is the proprietor of everything. He owns the entire creation, material and spiritual, and including all the living entities. Mamaivam sa jiva loke, jiva bhuta sanatanaha. So the living entities should develop that understanding that nothing belongs to us, everything belongs to Krishna, including ourselves. Ourself means the spirit soul, as well as the body, and all the qualities, material qualities that we may have developed. So therefore, everything should be engaged in the service of the Lord. That is the conclusion of the Vedic teachings. But one who is not acquainted with these teachings, who may have heard superficially about this philosophy, but is not practicing properly, then he'll be subjected to the push and pull of Maya. Either we serve Krishna or we serve Maya. These are the 2 options. Nothing in between. So we have to be very careful how to lead our life, how to control this body and mind so that Lord Krishna may be satisfied. And if we can get satisfaction of Lord Krishna, then our life is successful. But that is only possible if we approach a bona fide spiritual master who will give us the necessary guidance. Like in this sloka, Srila Prabhupada gives very important guidance to those who are reading the Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam should be read along with the explanations, the purport, the commentaries of the Acharya. Otherwise, it becomes like a sealed cover. You may receive a cover. Some inside, a lot of money is there, but you only see the outside. So if we read only Srimad Bhagavatam without the commentary, that is, without opening the envelope, then we shall not get the benediction of reading the Bhagavatam, because our intelligence is not so sharp. We have to receive blessings. We have to beg for the mercy of the spiritual master, inquire from him, and render service unto him. Then only the instructions of the Vedas, Vedic literature, can be given to us. Otherwise, it is like a closed message. So the story, King Puranjana continues. He has been for the last few days out of the city of Ganges. He has left his wife. The wife is compared to the intelligence. So we can just imagine if a person leaves his intelligence and go away wandering in the street or outside the city or anywhere without intelligence, he'll be simply prey to all types of allurements. The intelligence is that subtle body that is supposed to control the mind. The mind always accompanies the living entity, but the mind should be also always under the control of the intelligence. Otherwise, the mind cannot give us any proper direction. It will simply be attracted by the sense objects. The Gyanendriyas are coming in contact with the sense objects, and the mind immediately becomes attracted, becomes the recipient of these impressions without any control whatsoever. The control is done by the intelligence. But when one has no intelligence or does not take attention, does not make use of his intelligence, just like people are sometimes becoming mad. What is that madness? They are fit to enter into the hospital, mental hospital. What is the situation for them? They don't make use of their intelligence. They are simply listening to their mind. Recently, I went to a psychiatrist for some other reason, and there was a board, a notice board, just outside his room, a consultation room, and it was written that a psycho patient, a person with mentally sick, what is the definition? What is the symptom of a person who is psycho? The definition was given. It means that whatever his mind says, that is the truth. That is the truth. He does not listen to anything else than his mind. That is the definition of a mad person. He certainly deserves correction and treatment by a psychiatrist, doctor, or otherwise, if it is an extreme case, he may be sent to the mental asylum for solitary confinement or whatever. That is madness. If one cannot make use of his intelligence and to control the mind, then he is certainly doomed. He will have to go to hell without any doubt. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna also defines what is the mind. The mind can be a friend, it can be enemy. The mind is a friend if it is under the control of the intelligence. But when the mind is not controlled, then it is our worst enemy. The mind is saturated with lust and greed, anger, madness, and envy, all these negative feelings that is firmly attached to the mind. So the mind is simply expressing all these negative feelings without any control, then it is the worst enemy. That is why Krishna also gives so much instruction to Arjuna, that always to keep the mind under control. If you cannot control lust and greed, then you are doomed. So that is the greatest enemy. Mahasano, Mahapapma, Vidyenam, Iha Vairinam. That is a very essential teaching from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It's not just simply that Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna to fight on the battle. Of course, that is a very important conclusion. But before that, Arjuna is requested, very strictly to control the mind. Unless one has a controlled mind, then he cannot do anything positive. He'll be simply subject to the tamasic consciousness. So here we see in the case of Puranjana, he is coming back to the city of nine gates, but he has not understood anything. He has gone out of the city and he has gone for hunting wild animals, killing, in this way engaging in the tamasic activities which are hellish. And when he comes back to his city of nine gates, he is looking for his wife. He's first of all eating, trying to get some relief from his exhaustive activities in the forest. So he's taking rest. He is eating, he is drinking, and then when he is refreshed, then again his mind is dictating, where is my wife? Immediately, without any control, he wants to simply enjoy the company of his wife. That is Kamadev. Here also it is mentioned Kandarpa. Kandarpa Krishna Manasaha. He is attracted by Cupid. Madana Mohan. That is also name of Lord Krishna. Madana is also name of Cupid, Kandarpa. But Lord Krishna is Madana Mohan. He is keeping Madana under control. He is not controlled by Madana or Cupid. That is the difference between Lord Krishna and a conditioned soul. When Lord Krishna was engaged in the Rasa Lila, apparently it looks like some mundane affair between boys and girls. And Lord Krishna was enjoying the Rasa Lila, dancing with the gopis. In between two gopis, one Krishna is there. So he expanded himself for the purpose of dancing with the gopis. And Cupid came to the scene, and he was amazed to see how Krishna is enjoying the company of the gopis. And he wanted to also participate. So what is Cupid's participation? He took his bow and arrow and he started to aim at Krishna, to throw his arrows at Krishna. But as soon as he was aiming at Krishna, Krishna was moving very fast and he was not able to throw his arrows at Lord Krishna. He was completely defeated in this occasion. So he was just in this way. Lord Krishna is called Madan Mohan, who is he can easily vanquish or defeat Cupid, Kandarpa. But Lord Krishna, Madan Mohan, and Lord Krishna is certainly attached to Srimati Radharani. So in this way, we understand the absolute truth. But for the conditioned soul, these teachings are very essential. Otherwise, there is no progress. As mentioned here in this sloka, Navyachashta vararoham grihinim grihamedhinim. Grihamedhinim is the wife of Puranjana. She is a material intelligence. That is directing Puranjana for sense enjoyment. She is keeping Puranjana very much attached to this family life, association with a wife. That is Griha Medhinim. The Griha is the center for the conditioned soul, those who are married, they keep this family at the center of their lives. The house, the wife, the children, relatives and friends, the property, bank balance and all that become the center of their lives. So that is called Griha Medha, Griha Medhi, one who lives in the middle, very tightly, like a prisoner, uh, a prison of the house and family. The Grihastha is also married, but he has a superior consciousness. He is not just attracted by wife and children and house and property, but he is engaged in Krishna consciousness, in the spiritual life. So Grihastha, he is staying there, but pursuing spiritual life along with his family members. So these are the two types of married life, and we should understand the difference between the two. It is not wrong for an aspiring devotee of the Lord to get married, but he has to understand what kind of marriage life he has to pursue, what kind of relationship he has to maintain between himself and his family. The essential activity, even for a married person, is devotional service, worship of Lord Krishna, following the regulative principles. And that is ashram, brahmacharya ashram, grihastha ashram, vanaprastha ashram, sannyas ashram. These are the four orders of life. Even the brahmanas, they spend many years in their young age, after the age of 5, to the house of the guru, and from the guru they learn all the Vedic literature, they render service to the spiritual master, they become very obedient as brahmachari without any contact with the other female members. They are obedient to the wife of the guru, but that is part of their devotional service. So they are, in this way, they are rendering service to the guru, asking questions, tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya. Upadekshanti jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. In this way, they become the recipients of spiritual knowledge for the rest of their lives. Lord Krishna also went to Gurukul, his guru Sandipani Muni in Avanti. He was the instructor for Lord Krishna for many years. In this way, Lord Krishna indicated how to follow the Varnashram Dharma from the beginning. So, at the end of this study, the brahmachari can leave the house of the spiritual master and give Guru Dakshina. Even Lord Krishna also gave Guru Dakshina. The wife of Sandipani Muni requested Lord Krishna that I lost my son. My son became, he left and probably he's drowned in the ocean somewhere. So Lord Krishna went to find out where is the son of his guru, and he could rescue him and brought him back. This is Guru Dakshina. So in this way, the Varnashram Dharma can be followed at the same time throughout life, from beginning to the end, either as brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyas, but in all ashramas, one should develop Krishna consciousness, spiritual life, not identifying oneself with the body, but knowing very well that we are spirit soul. We have nothing to do with this world. The ultimate objective is to go back home, back to Godhead. And that is the specific quality of the human beings. But King Puranjana did not develop that intelligence. And in this way, he is simply attracted by the material propensities and does not take advantage of his human form of life. So that is the characteristic here, which Narada Muni describes to Prachina Barishat to make him understand about what is the difference between a successful human life and a life of forgetfulness. So Srila Prabhupada gives very important instructions. He quotes from Srimad Bhagavatam that given by Narada Muni. The quotation is that if a person tyaktva swadharmam charanam bhujam harer bhajanapako tapatet tato dhyadi yatra kva vabhadram abhuvat amushakim kovarta apto bhajatam swadharmataha. These are two considerations here given by Narada Muni, showing the importance of Krishna consciousness. If a person leaves his material obligations, fails to fulfill his material duties, but pursues the path of Krishna consciousness, that is very good. He is not losing anything. He is taking the full benefit of Krishna consciousness. On the other hand, if a person follows very strictly all the duties of material life, family life, and other social life obligations to the nation, and so on, but neglect his spiritual life, then he has not gained anything. He is a loser. He has lost the opportunity to fulfill the mission of human life. So human life is for that purpose, to accomplish spiritual perfection. So that can be done only by developing Krishna consciousness, taking teachings from the spiritual master. And if a neophyte devotee who started on the path of Krishna consciousness, but is not able to properly maintain his spiritual standards, and again become attracted to material life. So Srila Prabhupada says in this quotation that the meaning is that although he could not become perfect, but at the same time he has not lost the beginning of his spiritual life. That will not leave him, even from life to life. Whatever we have done in this life, even 1% of Krishna consciousness. Sometimes we are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And yes, we go out, then we forget, we do other things like that. We tend to forget. We are not firmly fixed up in the vow of Krishna consciousness. But there is no loss. Neha vikramo nasosti pratyavayo navidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Lord Krishna tells Arjuna that even a little bit, a little fraction of Krishna consciousness, swalpamapyasya dharmasya, by falling a little bit, Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. You can cross over the greatest fear. Trayate. You can remove the greatest fear What is the greatest fear? That is also explained by Srila Prabhupada in the purport. Greatest fear is that to go down the scale. Now we are in the middle of the universe. The heaven is there upwards, and hell is also there downwards. So by a little bit of Krishna consciousness, chanting Hare Krishna from time to time, and coming to temple, even though we are most of the time engaged in family affairs, but that will save us from going down to hell. That is the meaning. So, Neha Bikramona Shosti Pratyavayo Navidya. There is never any loss nor diminution. That is a very encouraging sloka given by Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, that people may feel that I'm reading Bhagavad Gita, what can I do? I'm so busy, I cannot follow. I cannot follow. Maybe 1%, maybe I can chant Hare Krishna sometimes, but what can I do? I'm so busy in the family and other activities. So Lord Krishna is encouraging that for you, even for you, there is no loss, no diminution. It will be counted as your permanent asset. It is like in the bank balance, you keep 10 rupees, it will be counted 10 rupees. That will not go, it will be there. Even after 10 years, your 10 rupees will be there. It will not go. So that is a material asset. But a spiritual asset, that is eternal. Spiritual assets are eternal. Life after life. So little bit of Krishna consciousness anyone performs now or any time in the life, that will never go away. And from that point, even with this 1%, next life you start from 2%. You do another 1%, then 3%, 4%. Gradually, then you will become more and more enthusiastic in becoming devotee of the Lord. Gradually, then 50%, 70%, 100% in this way. That is the progress we can make gradually. So there is never any loss. That is very encouraging. And Srila Prabhupada gives this explanation here. So the meaning and the lesson we can derive is that if a little bit is eternal asset, why should I miss it? Now I'm a human being. So what is the problem? Animal cannot do. The cats and dogs, they cannot do. They cannot chant Hare Krishna. And even if they go in the street, no, they are not conscious. What they are doing, simply eating, mating, sleeping, defending, that is the only activity. So only human beings, they can do that. So if we neglect, then it is a permanent loss. But if we do even a little, that is permanent asset. But this Puranjana is not going in that proper direction. Again, he is going in the direction of fulfilling his lusty propensities. So that should not be followed. And also Srila Prabhupada gave other instructions how to pursue spiritual life. Srila Prabhupada from the beginning gave us regulative principles along with the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We have to be strictly following 4 regulative principles. No meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex life, no gambling, very strictly. These are the 4 regulative principles that we have to follow. But there are others also, other principles we have to follow. And that is given by Srila Rupa Goswami in the Upadeshamrita, Srila Prabhupada was very eager to publish this Upadeshamrita of Rupa Goswami. He made it very important for all the disciples to carefully study the Upadeshamrita of Srila Rupa Goswami. And the quote is given there, Atyahara prayasasya prajalpo niyamagraha janasangasya launyamcha shadbir bhaktir vinashyati. Shadbir bhaktir vinashyati. Destroying bhakti can be destroyed. Not completely, but maybe 99% if we do not follow the proper behavior. So this achar, Vaishnava achar, is very essential. These are principles that we should always keep in mind. Atyahara. He has two interpretations for this atyahara. Ahara means eating. Atyahara means too much eating. Too much eating. Eating is for the sake of keeping body and soul together. But those who are not trained, those who are simply following their mind at the beginning, they don't have the proper control over the tongue or the stomach, and they eat too much. So that is an obstacle. We should eat only just sufficient to keep body and soul together, to carry out our activities, to pursue our spiritual life and other activities, only to that extent, not extra. Extra eating is also a source of disease. So it has another meaning also, atyahara, collecting too much. Collecting money, too much endeavor, prayasastya, for accumulating money. These are the obstacles on the way to perfection. One should be very regulated. One should endeavor only in as much as necessary to keep body and soul together in a proper manner. We are not asking people to go to the forest living like wild animals. No, we are not telling them that. You remain, you can be at home, but be only without too much eating or sleeping or endeavoring. These are the obstacles. So regarding collecting too much, Srila Prabhupada had only little time is there. In Germany, the head of the German Yatra, he was very good in collecting, but the way he was collecting was not very straightforward. He was telling people, we are feeding hungry people in India. Please give us your donation. We shall spend for welfare work, charitable work in India. In this way, he was collecting a lot of money. And the bank, he had a bank account. He was keeping all the money in the bank account. The bank account became very big. And the government came to know about this. The government was considering this is a spiritual society, no, ISKCON society. Why they are keeping so much money in the bank? No? That is not necessary. There are just a few boys out there, and they are eating little. They keep themselves very simple life. Why they are keeping so much money? And the German government at that time seized the money, blocked the account, and took away the money. Prabhupada came to know about this. And Prabhupada was very upset. and he gave a warning, he gave some chastisement to the head, telling him that you are like a big elephant. Big elephant. What a big elephant is doing? Eating so much, 300, 400 kg of food every day. Big elephant. And what is the result? So much stool. So much. Eating, passing stool. This is what you have done. Not following the proper attitude, simple life. So now, government has taken your money. That's all. That is the result of your atyahara prayasascha. So all these advices are very essential. Prajalpa, talking unnecessarily, just like the frog. The frog is talking so much, emitting sounds, and what is the result? The snake is coming, swallowing the frog. Prajalpa. Niyamagraha, apparently following strictly regulative principles, but without an understanding, no proper understanding. The mind is somewhere else. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, the mind is somewhere, and you are thinking, oh, I already chanted 16 rounds, so now I can give up my japa mala for today. My 16 rounds are over. So niyama, considering you follow niyama, but actually your mind is somewhere else. Or you are neglecting to follow regulative principles as given by the spiritual master. Jana Sangha, associating with the materialistic people, non-devotees of the Lord, either in associating unduly with a woman or with the persons who are attached to women or with the non-devotees of the Lord. This is considered to be Jana Sangha. This is another obstacle. Lolyam means greed. So to always remain greedy, even though we are trying to advance in Krishna consciousness, but the greed factor, the greedy propensity is there, accumulating and so on. So all these material activities should be very carefully controlled. In this way, we can make advancement in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, it is just like you try to light a fire. You put ghee, you light a fire, wood, dry wood, and the fire is blowing. At the same time, pouring water. So what is the result? The fire cannot grow. Eventually, it may be completely suppressed. So all these advices, instructions by Srila Rupa Goswami are very essential, and Srila Prabhupada is very kindly reminding us that we should not follow in the footsteps of Puranjana. We should always control our mind through spiritual intelligence, in this way making perfect progress in our Krishna consciousness. Any other questions or comments? Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.